Warning, listener discretion is advised. Some of the audio you're about to listen to has been recorded by Matt, and he fucked it up only using his camera to record his audio. So, to make him legible in any way, Ben has had to boost his audio to the level in which you can hear him basically moving in his seat and typing and breathing. If you enjoy that ASMR experience, all the more better for it. Other than that, we do apologise, and Matt will be punished accordingly. Please enjoy the episode.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of 8 Dead Giants.
I thought I'd bring it back. I thought I'd bring it back because it's been a little while since I've done that intro, and I don't know about you, Matt, my wonderful After Dark partner, joining me for this fantastic episode of 8 Dead Giants.
After Dark partner.
my special list of guests, the most special of guests.
Wait,
on After Dark. What?
is that a compliment? what phrasing is special are you putting here?
Depends where you put the influence, I suppose. So, first of all, the most important question for After Dark: have you had a drink?
I've had one. So probably the food shop comes tomorrow.
It's weak excuse.
Yeah,
weak excuse. It's not good enough. We talked about this last time.
I
know. So I'm half a bottle of wine, and now with dinner, and now I'm onto the whiskies, which is my usual pattern on an After Dark episode. Friday night recording, late night recording. The sun is set, and I'm really looking forward to this episode. But before we get into that, how are you doing, Matt? How's things? What are you up to at the minute? Anything you want to shout out? Any fun stuff going on? I know you've done some fun renovation recently. So
I've moved my gaming PC into what was, I guess you would call a playroom, but it's now turned into a gaming room. So I've got Xbox in here, I've got the PC next to it, I've got all my board games in here. But by doing that, I've essentially made myself redundant as a father, and now I have one child on the PC, one child on the Xbox. They're either playing a game cooperatively, or one's on Steam and one's on Xbox, and then I kind of just sit in the corner and watch. So I need to get another PC.
Hold on. So you just sit in the corner and watch them play each other with video games?
Well, no. So if they're both on an Xbox Game Pass game co-op, I'll just play my Steam Deck in the same room. To be fair, I can play my Steam Deck regardless because you got the Steam Family Share thing. So yeah, just hang out. But I want to get another PC.
I love that.
They're playing like Grounded or something, and I'm like, I kind of want to join in.
So, is that the next project? You're going to build a rig?
I think I'm going to get another rig, yeah.
Are you going to build a rig, though?
Yeah,
Are you going to build it? Because that is so much fun. Buy the parts.
Yeah, that's how
get it all together.
I built this one.
I love that. And as any good father does, using the children as an excuse to connect more with the, shall we say, juvenile hobbies that we hold dear. I think that is legitimately the best thing any good dad could do.
Yeah.
So that is brilliant. That is so good.
Yeah.
That you're connecting with them over gaming and stuff. I love that.
And it's no questioning from the wife, because it keeps all three children, that's my two boys and me, they're all happy. So she's like, right, well, they're happy and quiet in their little room. I can do my own thing.
Are you hyped for? It's actually, is it out? When is Grounded 2 out? It's out, isn't it?
It is out.
Yeah, it's early access.
It's early access. So what we've said is we'll finish 1. So we understand, because there is a bit of a story to it. So we'll finish 1, and then we'll move on to 2.
Actually, for a game like that, more story perhaps than you'd expect. Yeah, it's quite the cool world.
I like it when survival games throw in story. Like Raft did it. Really enjoyed that. I just like it when a survival game has a goal and like an objective. Because I really like survival games, but when they're like open, sometimes I'm like, what am I actually working towards? So I like it when there's like an
And
objective.
I wonder though, in terms of the game at the minute, because it's in early access, you always have to wonder how much of the story is in there right now.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like if you want to wait, you might need to wait for that, and because that's often the thing that comes last in early access, isn't it? So that would be kind of a bummer, but that gives you an excuse to play again, because it will almost be like a whole new experience if that comes later. I
Yeah,
suppose.
I think it'll be finished by
yeah.
the time we get around to finishing 1 and move on to 2.
I would love to get into Grounded. I think that's such a fun. I'm a huge fan of Nick Moranis and Honey I Shrunk the Kids. Yeah. That is one of the classic. Well, we'll be doing comedies in a moment, but that is one of the classic comedies of that era. And it's such an interesting the stuff with Nick Moranis and how he just walked away from Hollywood and movies. He just went, do you know what? I'm done. I want to have a family. I'm just going to stop. Right pretty much at the peak of his career, he didn't have like a ignominious end where it tailed off and scandal or whatever, and he stopped getting work. He just stopped, and that's rare. That's really rare in Hollywood,
Cameron
and
Diaz
you got to respect that. He did, but she's now back.
Okay. Yeah,
She's back. I haven't seen that actually, and I kind of I'm scared to watch that movie with Jamie Foxx on Netflix.
It's not good.
Yeah, I figured.
As much as I love Jamie Foxx, obviously he had that horrible health scare, and then you can tell he's not quite the same.
Oh, that's sad, isn't it?
It is a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, a bit like the Jeremy Renner situation, right? And he's kind of he's going to be back in projects, and he's had his book come out, and now he's doing that tour. But after that horrific accident that he'll admit, he said in his book that he's to blame for what happened to him. It was really on him. But wow, like it's ridiculous what happened there with the snow machine.
Or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, yeah, one of those like snow cats, like just went under it, and
Jesus.
it had like a whole like dozens of broken bones and like really messed up. But look, we're gonna get in it today. What we're gonna do today is a little bit different for the format. First of all, I'm really looking forward to hearing, Matt, your take on Naked Gun. But then we're gonna go from there, and we're gonna talk about our favorite comedies and the different types of subgenre of comedy. I'm sure will come up, like action comedy or sci-fi comedy and stuff like that. And then we'll maybe even try to put together a definitive list, maybe a top 5, maybe you could even say. Maybe we'll get into how we may have played around with that format in the past. But no, I'm really looking forward to this, Matt. This is going to be a fun one because I love talking about comedy movies. They're one of my favourite genres. So I think with no further ado, we'll have a little bit of a music break, and then we'll come back with masses more movie chat. So right now, I'm really jealous, man. I'm really jealous that you've been able to see the new Naked Gun movie starring Liam Neeson by one of the alumni from The Lonely Island, who it's safe to say I absolutely adore. I've seen every movie they've produced. I've watched all their sketches. I listen to their podcast that comes out weekly or close to weekly. I think they're some of the best sort of talent that's come out of SNL in the modern era. You can't compare to the classic era. But from the modern era. So I really kind of want you to tell me about this, but also do not spoil it, because I'm sure there's some really cool gags that will be brilliant to see for the first time. But I haven't seen it yet, purely because my wife hates comedies. Like, hates comedies. And I've dug into this over the years because I love comedies, and it's like, it's something to do with the contrivance around it and the artificiality around it that she doesn't enjoy. So I don't know. I don't get it. I love them, but I have therefore not been able to go to the cinema to see this film. So tell me about The Naked Gun.
So if you like Naked Gun,
Yes.
the old films, or whatever you want to call them, the originals, you will love this, 100%. It's the same tone, the same gags, which I'm really happy with, because objectively you might think that the gags in those films are old-fashioned now. You don't really see them in modern comedies, but they've just gone full into it. They've kept the same sort of jokes running through it. But what I really, really liked about this, and this is why I hated Happy Gilmore 2, is they did not regurgitate.
Yeah, regurgitate, yeah.
They
Close.
They did not churn up old jokes. They kept, like I said, same sort of vibes, same sort of tone and style, but they're all fresh. It wasn't old jokes that they were bringing back for the sake of it, which is all. That's what Happy Gilmore 2 was just all the old jokes, and I don't like it when a comedy does that. So, yeah, I won't spoil it then, but I was a little bit apprehensive of Liam Neeson playing the part. Fantastic. He was brilliant. What I liked about that was he just played a Liam Neeson role. Turns out with the right dialogue, it's pretty funny. You know what? And Pamela Anderson wasn't that bad in it. She played that part well of, because she is kind of bad at acting. It worked really well, because that's kind of how the female leads worked in those Naked Gun movies. Sort of ditzy blonde, that type of thing. And it just, the whole thing worked. I was so... I'm probably semi-ruining it for you, bigging it up, because I went into it with super low expectations. It was a spare of the moment thing. It wasn't a planned visit. It was just, we had a dinner with some mates. We were like, oh, Naked Gun's on. It's the cinema's around the corner. Let's just go and watch that. So then we did it at a really good time.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame you for hyping it up, because I'm hyped because of my obsessive following of the Lonely Island guys and their podcasts, and I've known this was in production for years, and I've and it's an interesting one because they've tried to do a reboot for a long time. They've tried to bring it back. There was originally going to be a fourth movie with Leslie Nielsen that didn't get off the ground. And obviously we've lost him now, which is what happens. He wasn't young when he was in those movies, for crying out loud.
No.
But I mean, I've even seen Police Squad, right? I am a huge fan of these films. So what you're telling me when you say it's kind of in that same style, that tells me then that what you're saying is sight gags. What you're saying is things like pratfalls, things that, the constant kind of over the top comedic back and forth dialogue, playing on double entendre, playing on miscommunication, things of that nature. Is that fair assessment?
100%.
I love it. I mean, the whenever I think of Naked Gun, I think of Leslie Nielsen Naked Gun, and then I immediately think of Airplane, right? And it's because those two to me are like connected in that
Surely
era.
You're not talking about Airplane.
I'll tell you, don't call me Shirley. I surely am talking about Airplane. Yes, I mean,
I'm glad you got that.
I certainly did. And you're talking about Leslie Nielsen's co-star. It's Priscilla Presley was the female co-star, which in a way was that similar idea of stunt casting. So the idea of Pamela Anderson, but I think Pamela Anderson sometimes gets a bit of an unfair shake. She was obviously known for, I was going to say one thing, but let's be real, it's two things. So she was known for those two things, but she's fine.
What two things are we talking about?
She's fine. I suppose if we have young listeners, they might not have any idea who even that person is, right? So it's an interesting piece of casting, because I think you could call it stunt casting, but is it now? Is it in 2025? She's so far past relevance in terms of pop culture that do people know who she is if you're not our age? I'm not sure people do, honestly.
I mean, this film is definitely, like, if you're 15, 16 and never watched Naked Gun, this film will fall hard.
You don't think it'll be funny? I mean, so it's only going to play off of the nostalgia aspect and your connection to the previous entries?
I think so, yeah.
That makes me think, is it successful then as a comedy property in 2025 or not? I mean, listening to interviews, and obviously Akiva Schaffer has been on the Lonely Island podcast since producing the movie. They've been talking about how it's probably, it is actually, no, not probably, they've said it's already the most successful movie that anybody from the Lonely Island has done. Hot Rod fell on its face and died. Popstar Never Stopping is, I think, one of the best comedies of the last 20 years, and nobody has seen it. Like, in terms of, like, penetration into the culture. I talk to people, like, and they're like, what are you talking about? What film is that? And they've never seen it. I'm like, how have people seen Bridesmaids and not seen Popstar? It is such a fantastic film. The incredible songs. I listen to that soundtrack, like, pretty regularly. It is so funny, and just a good soundtrack, good songs, and funny. They are brilliant. But, like, so I've obviously listened to him talking about it and stuff, and, you know, it wasn't stunt casting getting Pam in there, from what they're saying. It was more about the best person to play that kind of satirical femme fatale, right?
Yeah,
which I think
like
is
I said, she
brilliant.
did a really good job on it.
I really can't wait to see this movie. I hope it gets to streaming soon, and I hope I get a chance to see it. I think what we might see is that it's spending a bit more time in the cinema, because it has done well. So they've actually kept it on the screens. It's not disappeared after a week or two. It has stayed for a little bit longer, which is really good to see from a comedy. I think, you know, you could say obviously this isn't a new comedy, but in many ways I think it is, because there hasn't been an entry in this franchise in so long. I don't think you could say it's going to necessarily count as a franchise entry. But for comedies that succeed in the cinema in 2025, it's really tough. Like, you don't, because those $30 million, $40 million movies just don't get made. They haven't been getting made for a while. So I'm really happy to see a success for a comedy. That space has been taken over by horror. And I think we need that balance. We need that, especially at the time where, you know, the world is in so much of a shithole. We really need some escapism and be able to go to the cinema and just laugh and be in a group of random strangers and share that laughter. It's really cathartic and it's really rewarding. And I wish I could do it more. Unfortunately, like I said, my wife hates comedies. So what can I do? But it's one of those things. But I'm glad you loved it. I'm really, really glad. I can't wait to see it. So should we pivot into the wider discussion then and talk more about some of your standout comedies? I'm hoping we can get some deep cuts together here, because I think we're both pretty deep in the genre.
I suppose, just to caveat this, I may miss out some bangers because
absolutely. Me too.
I wasn't quite prepared for this, but
nope, I've just come up with this concept an hour ago, so that's fine.
As soon as somebody talks about comedy, I think Jim Carrey movies, prime Jim Carrey movies, just hits home for me, like Ace Ventura, The Mask, Liar Liar, like that. I'm trying to think of others now.
Yes Man.
What Liar Liar. Yes Man was a little bit later.
Fun with Dick and Jane.
That's a little bit later as well, the Swans. But yeah, I'm trying to think of others that were brilliant. But anyway, like, I mean, I love everything he does, even up to the Sonic movies. I think they're brilliant. But then, yeah, the original Naked Guns, Police Academy, I loved. I think we've spoken about Police Academy on this show before.
Yeah, okay, so, I mean, it's interesting because we're talking about making this, trying to do a top 5, right? But you could do a top 5 just on Jim Carrey films, right? You could do a top 5 just on Police Academy films, so I don't think that would be a hard one, because everything after, like, the third one is pretty fucking terrible. But still watchable. I actually did a rewatch of the whole franchise only about a year ago, right? So they're relatively fresh in my mind. Can I throw out then, if we want to focus on crime comedy for a minute, I'm going to throw out one of mine that is, I think, a little bit of a deep cut that isn't that well known by some people, and I think is one of the peak crime movies. Can you guess where I'm going? I'm curious if you can guess.
What are you saying? Crime movies?
Crime. So crime. Police crime comedy. Yeah.
Is it more actiony?
No, but I know why you'd think it would be going to that direction.
Like Beverly Hills Cop.
Oh, would you call Beverly Hills Cop a comedy? I guess you would, wouldn't you? Yeah. I think of it as an action movie, but yeah, that's a comedy, straight up. Yeah,
What
100%.
era? What era? Let me see if I can get it on the era.
80s, I think I want to say. Yeah. I'd have to check, to be honest, but I think it's 80s. It might be early 90s.
Oh, I don't know.
Right, ready? Dragnet. Dan Aykroyd, Tom Hanks, Dragnet is incredibly good. I've watched Dragnet. Oh, well, I'm so glad I bring something to you that you haven't seen, and now you can look it up and watch it. It's awesome. So it's kind of Dan Aykroyd. I think it's post SNL, but still quite at the height of his powers. He plays the kind of straight-laced, by the rules cop, and then Tom Hanks is the kind of rebellious, boyish charm, plays it fast and loose cop, and they get forced together to deal with like this like LA-based cult thing that's happening, and it's just brilliant. It's so funny. It's awesome. It's just, and their chemistry is amazing, and it's super good. Like if you've never seen Dragnet, I really recommend it. Again, I think it's span off of an existing TV show or something in the same way Naked Gun did. I could be wrong about that, but I believe that's right. And it's really good. Like it's almost like Dan Aykroyd's playing a character from a 1950s cop show, and Tom Hanks is playing a character from a 1980s cop movie, and it's like they're just like smashed together. It's brilliant. Yeah, it's brilliant. There's a bit where they're forced to take drugs to prove that they're criminals to infiltrate a criminal gang, and they just take handfuls of it. It's so funny.
Yeah, I have seen it. Like when a comedy hits, I don't think there's a better type of movie because it's as you said earlier, it just feels so good. The problem is when a comedy misses, it misses very wide.
Are you implying Dragnet missed for you then? Is that why it's not memorable?
No, not at all. I actually enjoyed Dragnet. Okay. I'm just saying, like, you were just bigging it up.
Well, so
some of the
what do we give us an example? Give us an example of a comedy that missed for you, other than Happy Gilmore 2, because I don't feel like that's a comedy movie made to make people laugh. I feel like that's a nostalgia trip, purely existing to kind of cash in on the love of that first movie. It's a very cynical project.
I was so disappointed in that. And exactly what you just said, for the reasons why. That is one of the most laziest filmmaking I've seen in the last 5-10 years.
It was such a weird experience for me because I watched it and I didn't laugh once, but I also didn't think I hated it. I actually quite liked it, strangely, and I thought about, why did I like this if I didn't laugh? And it's purely because it's pushed those buttons of, it helped me remember what I did like about the first movie. And that's the only reason I think I enjoyed any time with that movie. And I did enjoy the cameos. I saw there were several pro wrestlers in there from both WWE and AEW, and I enjoyed those cameos, seeing them, and I was like, oh, that's random, but okay. For some reason, Adam Sandler has a connection to pro wrestlers, fine. And then there was obviously loads of current professional golfers, and therefore I was kind of like, that's kind of cool, I guess. But yeah. So any other kind of like comedy stinkers that really stand out to you?
Yeah, there was one called, was it called The Bubble?
The Bubble.
Or something like that.
It does ring a bell.
Supposed to be like a satire.
Oh yeah, about making a movie during the COVID lockdown. Yeah, that was bad.
Absolutely god awful.
Do you know talking about bad ones that stand out for me are comedies that think they're being smart satires that hit you over the head with it and are actually the opposite. So one of the ones that really comes to mind for me is Don't Look Up with Leonardo DiCaprio. You could tell every actor in that thought it was such a clever project that they were on, and it was going to be such amazing satire, and it was going to be so kind of like, I think it was Jennifer Lawrence as well, wasn't it? And they were like, oh, so pleased with themselves and pleased to be there because, ooh, look at this biting commentary. And it's actually some of the most base, obvious fucking commentary about tech bros and corrupt government and like selfishness of humanity that I've ever seen. And it just came across as like lazy and self-indulgent and navel-gazing and arrogant and just, insufferably painful to watch. So that was
Yeah.
one that really pissed me off. Yeah, I was quite angry at the end of that movie actually.
So that's what I mean. When a comedy misses, it misses very wide. But weirdly, like, I think we could talk for a very long time about amazing comedies like pre-2000. Like some of my favourites, like With Nail and I. Have you ever seen that?
Of course, yeah.
I thought that's brilliant. I don't know if it's pre-2000, but I like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Oh, you're picking some stuff here where it's like, I don't even think of them as comedies.
Oh,
Like they're funny. They've got funny moments, but they're actually, those two are actually quite at their core
quite
affecting dramas, aren't they? Affecting drama kind of productions. But like, it's also it's funny because sometimes the best movies, you look at like a Coen Brothers movie, right? And you go, and sometimes they're really funny in places and like just hilariously weird. And yet, would you think of them as comedies? Like not every time.
Some, yeah, no, I know what you mean. Some of the like Austin Powers is brilliant.
I mean, that's a straight up, yeah. That's anything Mike Myers did. I mean, it's interesting. I think when we talk comedies, we're going to talk about a lot of people post SNL alumni, right? Like have come out of that world. Like, I think SNL isn't given nearly enough credit in the UK for the incredible talent it has produced over the years. I mean, it's almost like in terms of the US comedy output, it's like 2/3 of those films have people from Saturday Night Live in them. It's quite ridiculous when you actually think about it. Like Bridesmaids. Oh, there you go. There's one right there in Kirsten Wiig. It's like, modern comedies, and it's just there's so many people that have come out of that area. Like you look at the more some of the recent ones, like Maya Rudolph and what she's doing on TV shows and stuff for comedies and things like that. There's just so much talent that comes out of there. And you go to classic era, you got Dan Aykroyd, Chevy Chase. Oh, I could go on about the National Lampoon movies, or actually,
my God. National Lampoon Christmas.
Love it.
Has some of my all-time favourite scenes
Love it.
in a film. When he overcooks the turkey, we watch it every year.
Same every year.
When he overcooks the turkey in that first carving, creases me up every time.
For me, it's the saga of turning the lights on, and then when they turn the lights on and how it blinds the yuppie neighbours, and how I just die. And then right at the beginning of that movie, when he's making the family trudge through the forest to find the perfect Christmas tree, and the daughter, Juliet Louis-Dreyfus, I think it is, isn't it? And she freezes. She like freezes to death on the way, and it's so fucking funny.
The sledding. Get some of that oil on there. You want a real good. You want a real good start on this.
But here you go, comedy franchise Chevy Chase that's actually had a modern reboot or a modern sequel in that franchise. Fletch. Do you know the Fletch movies?
I know of them. I don't. I probably have seen them, but don't remember.
So he did 2 Fletch movies, and then in the last few years there was another one with John Hamm in his role. Playing that character, and it's also very good. Like it is a very enjoyable movie with John Hamm. John Hamm is very charming with great comedic timing, like underrated comedic timing. He's a big favourite on SNL actually because how good he is in the sketches. But yeah, he's honestly the Fletch movies. If you've not seen them, well worth checking out. It's a shame Chevy Chase has hurt his own legacy by, I'd said, turning into a knob. No, he's always been difficult. Always been an absolute arrogant,
publicly known
piece of shit. Like he is bad person. But his performances in those films, some National Lampoons, for example, the first 2 anyway, the subsequent 2 in the core series, not brilliant. Like when we get to Vegas and we get to European Vacation. European Vacation's alright. Vegas is bad. But like European Vacation's got a couple of good gags, hasn't it? And then what did you think of the Ed Helms led reboot sequel?
I quite liked it.
Yeah, I thought, and how it all tied it together and brought them in and cameo roles and kind of connected it all up. I thought that worked quite well. There's some good gags in there.
As we're talking, there's so many like
just fires off, doesn't it?
I'm trying to think of like more modern comedies where I'm like really enjoyed it. There's been a bunch of Seth Rogen films that I really enjoyed.
Well, okay, so Seth Rogen. Let's talk Seth Rogen then. So Pineapple Express. Yeah.
Pineapple Express. brilliant. Knocked Up,
Yep.
Super Bad.
Super
what is
bad.
the one
Yes. Super bad.
which is a Christmas movie? It's got.
Oh yeah, it's got, isn't it?
Has it got Thingy Mackie?
It's Anthony Mackie and Joseph Gordon-Levitt, isn't it?
Joseph
Is it?
Gordon-Levitt,
Is
yeah.
it? It's not Christmas Party, is it? Because that's another one. That's Jason Bateman.
No,
one.
Christmas Pie is Jason Bateman.
Yeah,
Jennifer Aniston.
that's good. That's a good movie. That's a good
That's a
movie.
good
I really
movie.
enjoyed that one. That's very funny.
But
What
this
is that?
this
What is
this-
that one with Seth Rogen? God, you're gonna bug me now. We're gonna have to Google that. We're gonna have to Google that.
Can't remember.
I'm doing that. I'm doing it now.
But there's a fantastic scene in there where he's high on shrooms and he goes to a nativity thing at a church and freaks out
The Night Before.
the night before.
Not the best title. Not very memorable, guys. Clearly, but yeah,
I
it's a
think
good
this is-
movie.
I think this is where some comedies struggle because they aren't epic films. They do slip past a lot of people and get kind of forgotten about, which is a shame because actually now that I'm thinking more of it, I watched a brilliant one with Seth Rogen, brilliant. There's not many films that I don't dislike with him in it. The Dictator was fantastic.
Yes, very good.
Will Ferrell movies.
Okay, so all right,
Most of them are good.
Will Ferrell movies. You were talking about best modern comedy. The other guys.
I wouldn't say that's his best.
I love that film so much. I'm not saying it's
It's
his
good, it's
best.
great.
His best is Anchorman, but I love.
I prefer Step Brothers.
Oh, it's good, isn't it? Oh shit, shit. Yeah, Step Brothers is really good with John C. Reilly. Oh, that is good.
So funny.
That is
It's so
good.
funny.
That is so. But they're playing such. Their whole. They're basically playing like these children. They're children in adults' bodies, and it's so ridiculous and brilliant. Like when they make the bunk beds, when they're competing with each other, it's just. Oh, God, that's dumb. That film is dumb brilliance. Like that is a 2-hour long SNL sketch. It is incredible. Yeah. Oh,
I also get addicted to watching bloopers of comedies as well. Like I'll watch the film and then I go, I've got to see the outtakes here because some of them must be really funny. What's the one? It's not World's End or At
Good
World's
movie, though.
That's Seth Rogen as well.
Yeah. This is the end.
Oh, this is the end.
Yeah.
Again,
Some incredible
it's so
cameos
good.
in that movie. Incredible cameos. Michael Cera's cameo, where
when he slaps Rihanna's ass.
well, it turns out I read a bit about that where he asked her if it was okay to do it, and she went, "Yeah, but I'm gonna reply," and she clocked him so hard that he had inner ear damage from the slap, and he got messed up pretty bad from that hit. So yeah, Michael Cera. Whatever happened to Michael Cera, eh? Like what? Where did he go? He was the hottest thing in the world, and then like just
He's in
Gone.
Barbie.
yeah. But I mean, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen Barbie, but
What? You haven't seen Barbie?
no.
It's brilliant. It's really good.
I mean, I've heard that, but like I said, difficult to get some certain movies shown in my house.
Oh, fair enough.
But no, I haven't seen Barbie. But what does he do in Barbie?
He plays. He's not Ken. Apparently, Ken, because they're all based off like real Ken or Barbie dolls. Apparently, Ken had a mate who was a doll who just got forgotten about. He plays him. And he's just this guy in the background. He's not ripped like Ken. He's not flamboyant. He's just a really ordinary guy. But that was the whole idea of this doll. Apparently, was just here's an ordinary bloke. You can relate to him, and he plays him.
That's funny. That's very funny. It's
You
very
will
funny.
like Barbie because it does actually touch on satire and stuff like that very cleverly. It's very good.
Okay.
Because it would be a spoiler if I actually tell you how it kind of ties it all in. But I was very impressed on how they did it.
I feel like we're rattling through so many films here. Oh my god, there's just so many amazing comedies, isn't there? I mean, like, so let's try and do it around some specific performers, I guess, right? So we touched on Will Ferrell. So you'd put a Step Brothers up there, you'd put an Anchorman up there, I'd put another guys up there. Anything else?
If we had to kind of pick one from each key actor Will Ferrell for me would be Step Brothers.
I'd have to go Anchorman. There's just that character is so iconic. Ron Burgundy and the Channel 7 news team are just they're just all at the top of their powers in that, right? You know, you've got him, you've got Steve Carell, you've got who's
Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd, yeah. They're just so. I'm going to have to bring it up to get the cast list properly, and cheat a little bit here. I know you're going off the top of the dome, and I respect that, but I'm a lazy person, so I'll do it my way. But yeah, they're just so. I always forget his name, right? Champ's actor's name, which is David Koechner, and he is just brilliant as well. Like Fred Willard as the studio boss, incredible, right? It's just, I love that movie. I've seen that movie so many times. I love that movie so much. That is such a perfect comedy.
I wouldn't argue out of the two. That's a debate that could last an hour.
It's also like one of those weird situations where it's been hurt a little bit by its really underwhelming sequel. Like, I think I've only ever seen the sequel twice, and I have no real desire to ever see it again, and it's just not good. It's just such an unnecessary thing that was done purely to try and make some money. Yeah, it's a little bit of a disappointing one. That when where do you fall on Wes Anderson films? Similar reaction to me, to be clear. I do not like them, but many consider him a comedic genius. Many people think he's so funny. The stuff he makes.
Not a genius, no. So he's done a couple of really good films, like Grand Budapest Hotel. I thought was very good. Did he do Isle of Dogs? That's Wes Anderson, isn't it?
Yes.
Very good. I mean, his latest one, it's like a parody of himself. It's awful. Can't even remember what it's called. It's got Scarlett Johansson in it.
Is it the asteroid one?
Yeah, awful.
That's not his latest. He's got one out since then with Benicio del Toro in the lead.
Yeah, I wouldn't call him a genius because of hit and miss. If they were all home runs, then yeah, I probably would. But
I just find them achingly pretentious. I cannot get on with him.
Are they like? I guess we're going back into like what would you deem a comedy, because it's not. I don't like the Grand Budapest Hotel, for example. I enjoyed. I thought it was a very pleasant film to watch, but it wasn't like LOL. I wasn't laughing at it. I couldn't tell you the gags in it.
And then you got like the Royal Tenenbaums, and you got the Secret Life of something Steve Aquatic
Zuzu.
Yeah.
So again, they're
Bill
good.
Murray.
Like those are good, and I would watch them, and they're pleasant to watch, but they're not.
Okay.
They're not ha funny.
So this is kind of how it works when you talk about comedy movies. I'm starting to realise you kind of do this thing which is like 7 degrees of separation, because you'll get an actor that shows up in one, and then you want to talk about their entire like library of films. Just mention that Bill Murray was in that. Now I want to talk about Bill Murray movies. All-time best Bill Murray comedy, Groundhog Day. Groundhog Day, yeah. Right? That is. I think, you know how I talk about Jaws as my all-time favourite movie because it's a perfect movie? I think Groundhog Day is a perfect comedy. That is a tight concept, an original concept, a genre concept, science fiction idea, and then it's not, but you don't dwell on that. You just get to see the comedy, but also the incredible sort of depth of despair that being stuck in a single day would do to you, which obviously then only heightens the comedy because it's shown in comparison to the lows of his despair. It is a single lead role. Yes, he's opposite Andie MacDowell, and she plays a perfectly fine kind of love interest, straight man to his comedic side, but it is him. That is a total Bill Murray performance, and he is genius in that film. But best Bill Murray comedy, maybe as himself, but when you do an ensemble, Ghostbusters.
Is Ghostbusters a comedy?
Dude, Ghostbusters is 100% a comedy. The whole concept of it, the concept itself is hilariously stupid, and the whole thing is played for gag after gag after gag. It's all SNL alum. It's Bill and Dan coming up with this incredible high concept comedy. In the same way Beverly Hills Cop is a comedy, right?
I love Ghostbusters.
It is so funny. And I think when you watch it as a kid, you kind of glom onto the horror and you glom onto the action. But when you watch it as an adult, you realise how hilariously stupid the scenes when Bill is in with Sigourney Weaver in her apartment, like doing those bullshit tests because he just fancies her, and it's so funny. It's so funny.
Executing the other guy.
Oh my god.
Oh no, that's not with Sigourney Weaver, but there is a bit where there's like an attractive young lady and another guy, and the lady's getting it all wrong, and he's like, "Oh, well done, that's great," and then he keeps shocking the bloke.
So funny. I will. Oh, Ghostbusters is such a good film. That is one of the best movies. Oh my god, that's such a good film.
My head is swimming with comedies now. I'm thinking of the Deadpool movies.
Oh wow! How did you get to Deadpool? Where was the connection?
I don't know.
Where was the connection?
It was when I was talking about films that made me laugh out loud.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, what are most recent films that made me really laugh out loud? And Deadpool was one of them.
Deadpool 1? We talking about Deadpool 1, the first one, Deadpool? Or
all of them?
All of them. So which one opens with him? That must be the new one. Decapitating and dismembering the TVA to the Backstreet Boys song. That's the third movie, yeah?
That's
Deadpool that
and
is
Wolverine,
a fucking brilliant opening to that film. It's so funny. I haven't actually seen that movie again, actually. I watched it since seeing it in the cinema. I do own it, but I really need to watch it again and reappraise.
I'd like to watch it because there was a brilliant scene with Chris Evans, and you think, oh, Captain America's in this, brilliant. No. He's like, oh, he's gonna say it. And he goes, flame on. So good. Perfect. And then obviously you've got the perfect foil, because that's obviously what they tried to do in the second one with Cable, right? Which in the comics is famously, it is Deadpool and Cable. That is the double act straight man to comedic performer, right? But pairing him with Wolverine, Hugh Jackman's performance is just, plays it so straight throughout that film that it is very, very funny to see him opposite like this just wisecracking arsehole, like the biggest arsehole ever. It waits Deadpool. The role Ryan Reynolds was literally born to play. Born to play that role. Ryan Reynolds, so as a comedic talent, anything else stand out that you'd want to mention? I'm trying to think of his Free Guy recently. It's quite funny. That's good. Quite funny in places. I enjoyed Free Guy. I don't know if I would say Ryan Reynolds was funny in that. What was Van Wilder Party Liaison?
It was his first movie. It put him on the map.
Well, there's another genre of comedy that hit that.
Oh, there we go. Let's get into it. Let's get into it.
The college, the college dream, American Pie.
Yeah.
Not Another Teen Movie.
Well, don't jump ahead to Not Another Teen Movie, because that only exists to parody the previous movies, right? But is also genuinely one of the best one of them as well. Not Another Teen Movie is fucking brilliant. So actually my favourite one of those, I don't like the scary movies that much, but Not Another Teen Movie is brilliant. But yes, Road Trip, and then Euro Trip, and the sequels, I actually did all the American Pie movies recently as well. I did them in the last year, and including all the straight-to-video ones, like the Stifler story ones, which are...
Do they hold up? The originals hold up?
Yes. Okay. Yes, I think they do, actually, and I think they're very good films. They really work. Yeah, and then I span off that and watched Loser, which obviously had the lead from American Pie in that as well, opposite. What's his name? What is the name of that guy that played Jim? Christ.
I want to say Adam something.
I cannot, but he's probably... I wonder what he's doing now. God.
He was in... He did TV for a bit.
Yeah, I just feel like it was a while ago, though. So that is a great subgenre of comedy. The teen... over the top, bawdy, adult, early 2000s, whatever you want to call that, was a seminal genre of comedy, because I know I was watching all of that at uni, grew up on that. That was something we'd watch after coming back from a night out. If we weren't going to the more heady stuff, like we were really obsessed with things like Donnie Darko and The Godfather and stuff like that, but if we were doing comedy, it would be a Road Trip or American Pie. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Those movies were formative.
Freddy Got Fingered was quite a popular one in my friend group.
Fast Times at Ridgemont High, which might have been the first of that genre. There's so many in there. There's so many of those movies. It's ridiculous.
I can't make a top 5.
No, we're not going to be able to. But now you're making me think of earlier entries into that sort of teen comedy genre, and I'm starting to think of the incredible things like Ferris Bueller's Day Off, right? So we're getting into the Hughes oeuvre of comedy, right? So you've got these Pretty in Pink, you've got Breakfast Club, you've got Bueller, you've got so many incredible comedies in that era as well, which is sometimes they've reached sort of like a peak in the pantheon, those movies, where they're almost transcendent of the comedy genre. They're just considered great cinema, aren't they, at this point, right? So they've kind of moved beyond comedy. Do you know what we're missing? And I kind of want to segue us into this by one of the big comedy actors we haven't talked about, but that is Jack Black's collection of movies, and also rom-coms. We haven't talked about rom-coms at all.
Oh.
And I think Jack Black has actually made some very good rom-coms as well, and he's obviously, I think, in terms of his output, School of Rock is one of the best comedy movies he's ever made. I bet that. Have you shown that to your boys? Because they would probably they'd love that, wouldn't they? They must have loved that.
Yes, we have watched it. Probably due another watch. But we recently watched Ace Ventura, actually, and because I thought, I wonder if a younger generation would enjoy this now.
Yes,
they loved it.
Of course they did. Oh my god, that movie is so good. That movie is hilarious.
But Jack Black's an interesting one. I love Jack Black. I'm a massive Tenacious D fan.
Yeah.
But sometimes Jack Black can get a little too Jack Blacky, and he overdoes it.
Sure.
And it misses the mark for me.
Hello, Minecraft. Minecraft is way too much Jack Black in Minecraft. Way too much.
I'm trying to think of other Jack Black great.
So
he's great in Tropic Thunder.
There you go. That's the one
So
I was going to call out as possibly his best comedy. Like, I think Tropic Thunder is, again, kind of an underrated comedy. So it's the first movie Ben Stiller ever directed where he proved that he could do direction. And he went for a big war movie, like, for the most part. It's, like, incredible production. Incredible. Wow, what a Tom Cruise cameo as well. Holy shit, that's funny. As the studio exec. That is the funniest thing ever. But I think Tropic Thunder is, as an ensemble comedy, like Robert Downey Jr., anyone? I mean, that is an incredible performance.
So good.
The best thing about Tropic Thunder is the commentary track. Because Robert Downey Jr. stays in character, like he says in the movie, until the commentary is done. So when it hits credits on them doing the commentary track, he turns back into Robert Downey Jr. But only then. Only then. He does the whole thing as the Australian guy. What is it? Kurt Lazarus. And then also at times as the character as well throughout the commentary. And it's brilliant because you've got Jack Black being just Jack Black, Ben Stiller being just Ben Stiller, and you've got him in character. It is if you've never listened to that commentary, Matt, you've got to do it. You've got to do it.
I guess this is the downside of streaming stuff. You don't get the extra bits.
I purchased the Blu-ray just for that commentary track. Yeah, because it's famous for how good it is, and it's something else. He did, of course. Jack Black did the Jumanji reboots. Another kind of.
Yes, they're fun.
Oh, hello, right? That's someone we've not talked about.
Rock Kevin Hart.
No. Robin Williams. How can we talk about comedy films and not talk about Robin Williams?
Genius.
Just. Oh.
Do you want my favourite Robin Williams performances though?
Go on.
It's the Genie.
Yeah? That's your favourite?
Yeah.
I mean, I like him.
If you rewatch that film as an adult, some of the jokes is not for children.
Yeah, I can believe that, but
it's very, very good.
I mean, I can't imagine I'd pick it as my favourite Robin Williams performance. I'm I'm just trying to think what other things
Favourite
would.
comedy?
Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh yeah.
Mrs. Doubtfire. I mean, oh my God.
The weird thing is, I don't think Robin Williams did that many like, because he did like the ones on the line like Patch Adams, Good Morning Vietnam. Was it called Good Morning
It
Vietnam?
was.
That was the
It was.
catchphrase,
Yeah, it was called that. Yeah.
Um,
I mean, it's
Flubber. I didn't like Flubber.
he did his comedy always had a really ahead of its time as well, because it had that dramatic tinge to it more than you might have expected from that 80s early 90s era, and I think it challenged people in a way that a lot of comedy then didn't. I mean, what about Toys? Toys is a really weird film. Have you ever seen Toys?
Toys.
Yeah, so he's like this crazy, almost Wonka-esque toy inventor. But it's actually really dark, and it's really quite disturbing and uncomfortable, and yet full of comedy.
I don't think I have seen.
Yeah, so we're checking out, and then you look at his performance in something like Hook, right, where he's Peter Pan, and it's like that's a inherently comedic performance, because he's playing Peter Pan who's forgotten he's Peter Pan, and then has to reconnect with his own childlike self, which of course brings comedy, but it's quite a dramatic action film in many ways as well. Hook, isn't it?
I don't know if I'd put Hook as a comedy.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, wouldn't you call Jumanji a comedy? The original
guess.
Jumanji?
Yeah.
It's tough, isn't
I
it?
don't know. I don't think I would. Yeah, it is hard because it is light-hearted, but it's more of like an adventure thing. There's so many. We haven't even talked about like Adam Sandler films, which I actually think Adam Sandler's overrated.
I tried to get us into rom-coms through
rom-coms.
through Jack Black, because I think one of the best rom-coms ever made is The Holiday.
Oh really?
I think The Holiday is fantastic, and I think a bit underrated because it's overshadowed by more classic rom-coms, you know, when Harry Met Sally, Sleeps in Seattle, stuff like that. But as a Xmas-themed, sweet but very funny, well-performed four-header, right? Jude Law, Cameron Diaz, Kate Winslet, Jack Black. I think that's a fucking brilliant Christmas movie that's funny and way less problematic than, say, Love Actually, which you watch that now and it's super uncomfortable.
I like that.
I do too. Richard Curtis movies, so Four Weddings and a Funeral, Notting Hill, Love Actually, another giant of the genre. But films you would not see made today, because all of them make you go a bit like, oh, there's some predatory behaviour going on here, isn't there?
There is a few.
Ooh. Whereas I think The Holiday is actually just really sweet and just lovely and cute, and all the performances are really heartfelt, and you're rooting for everyone in it. And you know, I think people might sometimes think, oh, you can't like rom-coms. Rom-coms are lame, right? I don't think they don't really make them anymore, right? You don't really see rom-coms made anymore, and it's such a shame, because it's a really nice place to go.
There was a brilliant rom-com it's got Jessica Alba in it.
Not two sentences I expected to be connected. Brilliant rom-com and Jessica Alba, but okay.
Good Luck Chuck.
Good Luck Chuck. What's that?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Don't know that one. Maybe. Oh, no, I do. No, 2007. Okay. Dane Cook.
Yeah.
Dane Cook. I don't know if I can watch a movie with Dane Cook. But okay. Jesus. Wow, that's a pull.
What?
Wow.
Wedding Crashers.
Love it.
That's a great one.
Oh, so do we want to do Vince Vaughn then? We can do Vince Vaughn's movies. Oh, so many great movies. I quite like The Internship with Owen.
Yeah, that's brilliant. What's the one he did with Jennifer Aniston? The Breakup, was it called?
Yep.
That's good as well.
God, there's a lot, isn't there?
Yeah.
There's so many. There's so many. We've been talking for nearly an hour on just amazing comedies.
Literally just name dropping comedy movies.
Literally just name dropping comedy movies. Can you Can you pick any type 5 for yourself, or any ones that really just stand above the rest? I've got a few in mind. I mean, Groundhog Day.
So, like, if I'm just gonna like spitball some out, it will definitely be Step Brothers, Ace Ventura. I'm trying to think of ones that I quote.
Tell you what, you do one, I'll do one, and we'll do about 10 total, right?
10?
Like between us.
Alright, fine. Step Brothers.
I'm gonna mention one now we haven't mentioned, and you're gonna probably feel bad that we haven't mentioned it.
I did caveat that we would.
Hot Fuzz.
Yeah. Oh.
Is that not the perfect comedy? I realise I have a thing for police or crime comedies.
Yeah.
I have a big thing for that, and I really love that stuff that's funny. Yeah, doing that funny.
They've got like the Rush Hour movies as well.
Lethal Weapon. Lethal Weapon, bro. The ones that started them all, right? Lethal Weapon. Like, that's the beginning of it. So, right, you did one. I did one. Hot Fuzz. Yeah.
Other guys, Hot Fuzz. I'll have to go Ace Ventura then.
Okay. I'm gonna go Ghostbusters.
Then I will go. I'll probably go Superbad.
It's really good. I watched it again. Another one I watched recently. I watch a lot of comedies when I'm on my second screen when I'm gaming or something. I put a lot of comedies on for that. And yeah, I watched Superbad again recently. I don't know if I should say it out loud, but the gag with the period blood on his leg. Oh my god, it kills me. It kills me. It's so funny. Yeah, like, what's his name? That actor's name? Seth. No, it's not Seth Rogen. Yeah, so it's Michael Cera and
Jonah
Hill. Sorry, Jonah Hill. Really interesting career. Very much more dramatic actor, right? But like such a good actor. Oh my god, such a great actor. All right, I'm stalling, aren't I? You can tell, can't you? I'm gonna have to go classic for this one. Then I'm gonna go Airplane, because it's just shotgun levels of jokes, like one after another after another after another. You don't get a breather. You don't get a space. It's gag, and it's incredible. And they're all funny.
Yeah, I'm gonna say one that made me cry laughing in the cinema, and that was the first Borat movie.
Oh, was there more than one Borat movie?
Yeah, he did a sequel.
Oh no!
But don't worry about that. The first Borat film, because that was shock comedy. How did he get away with that type of comedy? And that had me crying in the cinema.
It's so funny because I keep thinking of ones we haven't talked about. And I'm like, oh my god, that's one of my favourites.
I can't do it.
I'm gonna throw another one out we haven't talked about, and I think it's one of the best observed comedies of genre fiction of all time, and it's absolutely perfect, and I love it, and I've watched it so many times. Can you guess?
No, it could be a million films.
Well, it's genre, so sci-fi. Galaxy Quest.
Oh yeah.
How have we not talked about Galaxy Quest? But I guess because
and Spaceballs.
Well, I prefer it. Spaceballs is of that time, of that era. And did you hear they've confirmed they're doing a sequel? They're doing a Spaceballs 2.
I did hear about that.
I do not feel good about that, but anyway, if they can get Rick Moranis back, then I will watch that. But if they can't get Rick Moranis, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Some old Bill Pullman, I don't need that, right? But Galaxy Quest, with what's his name? Home Improvement guy. God, what's his name?
Tim
Allen. I don't really rate Tim Allen much as a comedic actor. He's very basic. But him in that ensemble, again, Sigourney Weaver is so up for it in that movie. She's brilliant. And then obviously, oh my God, Alan Rickman, just sublime in that film. And then you've got obviously a really young Sam Rockwell as well. And Sam Rockwell, underrated comedic actor, very, very, very funny. Great little movie he made with Anna Kendrick. Actually, a comedy action movie. My wife loves, right? So you know it must be good because she doesn't like him. Mr. Right. Have you ever seen Mr. Right?
Is that where he's a hitman?
Correct. So it's a bit of a
Yes, I
rom-com,
have seen it.
bit of an action
That's quite a
comedy.
new film.
Relatively recent. Mr. Right, very good movie. Not a lot of people, I don't think, know about that one. Very,
I
very
have seen
funny.
it, yeah.
Really good fun. So yeah, Galaxy Quest though, that's in there. That's in high for me. Yeah. So what's next for you?
I'll do one more. I think it would be National Lampoon's Christmas.
Can we just bundle them all together? Like, I have a soft spot for that first National Lampoons as well, and even European Vacation, and they're all great, aren't they? They're all really good. God, they're good. Yeah, except the Vegas. Except Vegas. Oh, I mean, it's like there's so many good options.
Hey man, you put this on me.
Yeah,
You
I
come
know.
through
I need
it.
to. I know. Guess what? Another franchise we've not talked about? The Hangover.
Oh my god.
The Hangover movies. Like, they're so good. They're so good. They're so good. I know it's impossible, isn't it? They're so good. But like, let's talk about. What am I going to put in here? We haven't mentioned it already, have we? Groundhog Day needs to be on the list. It has to be in the top 10. Groundhog Day has to be there. That is so good. I watch that so often. I absolutely
I've lost
love.
count now.
I think
How
we're
many
at
have you
we're
got?
at about 10. But if you've got another one, go for it.
I mean, we'll leave it there.
We'll leave it there.
I'm happy with that. If
You
somebody
spent-
said here's a bunch of films to watch, I would be perfectly okay with that.
I kind of want to go and just watch all these films now.
A bunch of comedy, yeah.
Like,
Yeah, so do I.
because it's remembering them makes me want to watch them all again, and I'm like, oh, it's so much fun, so much good. I could watch
Thing
I've
is-
watched Hot Fuzz like 1,000 times. I've seen that movie.
Just
so
one more
many
thing that I
times.
want to say with comedy films is, for me, film is it really depends on the mood I'm in as well. Like, I could watch a film in a certain mood, score it a certain score, and then watch the same film in a different mood, and might give it a different score because the vibes that I had at the time may not resonate or whatever. Comedy, it doesn't matter what mood I'm in. If it's a good one, I'm happy. Like, it doesn't matter. And I think that's why it's such an important genre to always have about.
I couldn't agree more. There's such a comfort to it. Even when you know how sometimes you go, I want to watch a movie, and you might feel like because of the day you've had, I'm going to watch something I've seen before because there's a safety in that. There's a comfort in that. But if I've got a new comedy that I've not seen, I'm not going to feel that way. I'm just going to be like, do you know what? I'm going to watch this new comedy. I've got a couple I've picked up recently, which I'm really looking forward to watching. And I know, I'm always happy to give comedies a go. There are some incredible classics out there, and I do sometimes wonder what younger generations are being able to see, because a lot of the ones we talked about aren't always easy to find on streaming. Like, I don't think you find Fletch. I don't think you find a lot of those 80s, 70s, 80s comedies particularly easily. You know, I don't know if you can find a Plane, Trains and Automobiles, for example, which another one we hadn't mentioned. We didn't even talk about John Candy, by the way, and I feel bad for that. Like Uncle Buck, Planes, Trains, like so many incredible films.
We didn't talk about Home Alone.
I don't love that movie.
Oh,
Sorry. I mean, there's so much incredible, like,
It's
comedy
one-
films.
And also, comedies are one of the few films I watch more than once.
Yes.
There's not many films that I'll watch more than I'll watch it and go, okay, I've watched it now. I rarely watch films more than once. Comedies, if it's a good one, I'll happy just to stick it on and watch.
Sorry, I am cheating because I'm looking at lists and I'm like, I'm scanning through and I'm keep seeing ones. And I'm like, how do we not talk about Jason Bateman in Game Night? Game Night, like you as well,
Game
Matt, and
Night's great.
it's all about tabletop gaming or role play gaming, which is your world, right? How do we not talk about Game Night as a modern addition, really smart witty modern comedy, like really clever and acerbic.
Horrible Bosses.
And Horrible Bosses. The first one in particular is really good. Yeah,
It's really funny.
really good. That's just because it's funny, isn't it? As well, when you look at comedy movies, they do fit into these like eras, don't they? They fit into these groups of like internal genres. So that, and then there's like a fad comes through cinema, and it's like, do you know what? We're gonna have comedies like this for a couple of years, and then we're gonna have comedies like this for a couple of years. So I wonder are we gonna get more slapstick sight gag comedies because of the success of Naked Gun? I would be very, very happy if we do. I would be very happy to see that resurgence. I'm kind of over the darker stuff, so bring that on. Yeah.
Yeah. John Cena, I think, is a good modern comedic actor.
Blockers. Yeah. Great in
Yeah,
Blockers.
that's great.
Very, very funny as the overprotective dad in Blockers. Yeah, he
But he's
is really
brilliant as
good.
Peacemaker in Suicide Squad.
Yeah, and in there's the show, isn't there?
The show. I've not seen the show, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he is. I think I'd love to see him become a success because he's got that big physicality, but it kind of makes him in comedies seem a bit like awkward and lumbering, and he really understands his body and he understands his performance because of obviously his time in WWE. So I really hope, because he's retiring this year from WWE, I hope he can really double down on what he's producing in Hollywood, and that'll be exciting to see. What any comedies you're looking forward to? We'll kind of wrap that up. Anything on the horizon? Excuse me. That you look forward to?
You know what? Nothing that springs to mind, actually. I mean, we're not even gone into these are comedy movies,
Yeah.
but I do like comedy TV shows.
Oh, hell yeah.
We'll leave that for another day.
Yeah, we could do an hour on sitcoms without trying. I am sure we could, like, very, very easily. And maybe that's the next episode. Maybe we do that. Maybe the comedy corner in After Dark with Ben and Matt. There you go. That could be our thing. But I will say, right, to our UK listeners especially, if you want to see the future of comedy talent, check out SNL. Because that's where so many great comedy legends have come from. Like, you really can't overstate the impact of that. But also, I think, you know, you could also look at your favorite, Tom Segura. I mean, is he ever going to show up in movies? Because I kind of think he could do some great films.
He does pop up in movies, but not. He's never been a lead in a movie.
God knows what that film would be. Jesus Christ. 2 hours of 6-foot-long penises? Like, what?
Well,
What are we
Bert
getting from
Kreischer's done his own movie,
Okay.
The Machine,
Okay.
which is based off a joke that he does, which is based off something that happened in his life when he was a kid.
Okay. I don't know how much I want to know about that.
Surprisingly, a good movie.
Okay. The Machine. That was really good fun though, Matt. I mean, God, I don't know how that was to listen to, but it was just sparking these like memories of I've got to watch this movie, I've got to watch that movie, I've got to watch this movie, I've got to watch that movie. But I hope it gave some people some suggestions to check out, some films they may not have seen. I'm not
Just manically
to
writing them down.
to be clear, I am not going to commit to trying to put together a list from that. I might try and put together our little picks at the end there where we alternated. I might try and remember to listen back to that and put together that sort of top 10. But beyond that, you're on your own. Just watch more comedies. Go beyond the last few years. Get into the 80s, especially in the 90s. There's so many incredible films. And I feel bad because, you know, when we finish, we're going to think of loads of people that we haven't mentioned and films we haven't mentioned.
Oh yeah, 100%.
100%. So maybe part 2 at some point in the future, maybe. But yeah,
Yeah.
thank you very much for that. Are we going to do any more, Matt, or are we going to call it here for the episode?
We could call it there if you like. The game that I play is definitely not your cup of tea.
I think we'll keep it there. We'll kind of make this a special, right? We'll make this a bit of a special comedy
I'm happy with
mover
it.
extravaganza. It's really fun, and we'll be. You know what? To be honest, actually, no, we're not going to break and come back with the epilogue. I'm going to do that right now, and I'm just going to say, Matt, thank you very much for joining me for that. That was so much fun.
Oh,
Because
I
comedy,
enjoyed that.
yeah.
Can I be the one to do this thing? Because I don't consume content, media, like some of the other giants.
Like me. What you mean, like me? Yeah,
Like you.
yeah, me.
Rob's pretty good at consuming content media as well. I'm probably the red herring, so I'm happy to pick a topic and just blabber, because that's kind of my specialty.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
We'll do that. We'll do this again. Maybe we'll do action movies, or we'll do something like that in the future. I don't know what other things you're.
Maybe the next one we could do like a video game theme.
Yeah.
And mix it up that way.
Sure. Wherever we fancy, we'll see what we come back with next time. But look, thank you very much for joining me. That was like you said, that was so much fun. Comedy brings so much joy, and it brings you joy just to talk about it, right? Because you just remember that feeling. So it's really pleasant to chat about. You can find us at 8deadgiants.com. I've made it as easy as possible. That's where all our links are to our socials, to our podcast, to the YouTube. Please, though, subscribe to us on proper podcast providers, because it helps get our visibility out there. Give us a 5-star rating and review. That would also mean the world to us and really help get us out there a bit more as well. It's a pleasure, as always, Matt. So if you got anything to plug, anything you wanted to mention at the end here?
Don't talk about plugging. We've had this conversation.
I did it in a really innocuous way, though. I wasn't going to make a thing of it. You've made the thing of it. It makes me think you want to get plugged, right?
I'm nowhere to be plugged, though. I'm unpluggable.
Don't challenge me like that. We've got a stag stash do thing we're doing soon, so don't challenge me to plug you, Matt, because we'll find ways.
You know what? That's another thing I've not spoken about. You probably can't see because it's blurred. My wall of board games.
If we can think of an interesting way to cover board games, I would love to cover board games in more detail. If we can think of an
immediately thought of one.
Okay, we'll talk after this. So let's do that. We probably shouldn't have too much production chat on the actual episode. That's fine. True. But no, we'll be back next week, I'm sure, with more chat, with more stuff, with more games, with more TV, with more movies, with more podcast chat. I don't know. Things will happen. I've gotten bad at outros. I can't even remember what they're called now. I don't know what's happened. It happened the last time when I was recording Rob. I just sort of rambled to the end and then run out of steam and stop. So I think goodbye.
And stop the episode.